According to Detective William Lowe of the Ingham County Sheriff's Office, Bdour Al-Yasari revealed to investigators she was having an affair during her first interview following her husband's murder. At the time, she refused to identify who the relationship was with. However, police then confiscated her phone and discovered calls from Ficher. Around that same time, police also received multiple calls from unnamed sources who detailed and confirmed their relationship. One source described Ficher as mentally unstable. Another said he's in love with Bdour and would, quote, do anything for her. Witnesses reported seeing Ficher out to eat with his roommate, Levi Thompson. They told police they heard Ficher talking about committing a murder in Holt. Police say they found evidence from the murder when they searched Ficher's home, including packaging for a camp axe, which had been bought at a local Kroger. Police believe wounds from an axe like that are consistent with Ammar Al-Yasari's injuries. Ficher's Catibus card also ended up being major evidence. It shows he rode the number 8 bus to Delhi Township near the Al-Yasari home on the day of the murder. At the same time, a neighbor claimed to have seen a strange man go into their house.
On the evening of February 4, 2019, a woman named Bdour Al-Yasari pulled into the driveway of her home in Holt, Michigan, and discovered that the garage door wouldn't open. She tried the remote, then the keypad, then the remote again. 10 minutes of trying, her daughter's in the back seat asking if everything was okay. She went through the front door. It was unlocked. Inside, in the hallway, in the dark, she found her husband Ammar lying on the ground in a pool of blood. The house smelled of bleach. She called her friend Beth first. Then 911. She kept her daughters in the truck. She waited by the mailbox. That is the story Bdour Al-Yasari tells in this interrogation. And on the surface, it is the story of a woman in shock, a mother protecting her children from something terrible, a wife finding her husband at the worst possible moment. But here is what investigators already knew when she sat down across from Detective Lowe that night. At 5:32 that afternoon, hours before she claims to have arrived home, the security alarm at the Al-Yasari residence had been remotely disabled. From Bdour's device. A man named Jacob Ficher had been inside the house since the afternoon, waiting. Armed with a camping hatchet he had purchased days earlier, evidence suggested Bdour drove him to the store to buy it, along with bleach. When Ammar came home from work, Ficher attacked him in the hallway. He struck him approximately 24 times in the head, face, and neck. He poured bleach over the body. He sent a message to Bdour on Snapchat to tell her what had happened and warn her about the children. And then Bdour came home and sat down in front of a detective and told him about the garage door. What follows over the next 2 hours is one of the most psychologically intricate performances of grief we have ever covered on this channel. Not because it is obviously fake, but because it is almost convincingly real. And understanding the difference between genuine grief and performed grief, between authentic shock and strategic presentation, is the entire psychological story of this interrogation.
So the first thing I want to do is I want to establish, today's Monday, I want to establish what happened today with you. I mean, obviously, you got a job, your husband's got a job and stuff like that, and you guys weren't together all day. So I just want to get an idea of what your day's events were today, okay? So today, being Monday the 4th, what did you end up doing today? When you woke up?
I woke up at 5:45 a.m. My husband was sleeping. My girls were sleeping. I went downstairs, made breakfast, packed everyone's lunches, made breakfast for my husband. I got dressed for work. I got ready for work. Then I went to the girls' bedroom, woke them up, got them dressed and ready, went downstairs. They ate breakfast. Then I went back upstairs, gave my husband a kiss because he was still sleeping. And then I left for the day. I dropped off my daughter. Oh no, I went to 7-Eleven first. I withdrew money because my daughter needed money for her school, and they both bought Slurpees, ices. I dropped off Fatima at her rapport program at her school at Wilcox. Then I took Rukaya. Oh, I signed in Fatima, and then I left. No, actually I did not sign in Fatima because the teacher signed her in. And then I left. I took Rukaya to her class at People's Church Preschool. Signed her in, put away her lunch, put away her water, hanged her things in her cubby. She asked me to read with her. I sat down and read with her a little bit before I left. I gave her a hug. That's his brother calling me from back home.
Oh, back home? Where's back home?
Iraq.
Back in Iraq. Can we postpone that?
Yeah, I'm not going to answer because I don't know what he knows. I don't know if his sister told him anything or anything.
Okay. So, you went to the People's Church with Rukaya?
Yeah. She's like, Mommy, stay. I told her you can look at me from the windows, the teacher. She looked from the window. I went down. Next to the preschool, there's Bigby. I went to Bigby. Did I tell you what time I left?
Nope.
Oh, I'm sorry. I left the house at 6:45 a.m.
Okay.
Because I had to drop them off at two different schools. Fatima's in Holt, but Rukaya's all the way in East Lansing, and I still have to be at work. So, I went and picked up. Coffee for myself, and then I proceeded to go to work. I work at MSU College of Osteopathic Medicine. I arrived around like 7:50 a.m. Gathered my lunch bag and my purse and my boots.
You said 7:50?
7:50, I would say. I went down. I went upstairs to my office. I took off my coat, put away my things, and my day started. I had meetings. I had a meeting at 10, all the way, and then I had another meeting at noon.
You were at work the whole day?
I was at work all day.
What time did you actually leave work?
Like for the day?
Yeah.
At 4:30. That's when I got done from work, is at 4:30.
Okay. Did you leave work at all anytime?
Today?
Yeah.
No. I mean, I was all in the building, conference rooms. I was in and out of conference rooms today, but mainly in my office. And throughout the day, my husband and I, we were talking all through text. He had lunch break, and I was getting ready to get on my lunch break, so I asked him if we could talk on the phone. Just sometimes that's what we do. He said the break room he's in, there's a lot of people. Yeah. And I told him it's okay. So we just continued through text. Continued through text. So at 4:30 I got done. I warmed up the truck, and then I went to Rukaya, which she's in East Lansing. I signed her out because I have an app that notifies me like what time or whatever. I signed her out at like 4:50, I think. But we didn't get out right away because I had to get her things ready, her lunch bag, her water, her stuff on, and everything. So I probably left the preschool at 5. We proceeded to go pick up Fatima, but on the way, before we picked up Fatima from Wilcox, I stopped at their old child care, which is Griffin Vicky's. It's just across the street of the fire department, or there's a child care there.
Right here in Holt?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I went down with Rukaya, and I went to talk to Big John, but he wasn't there, so I talked to one of the providers there, and I told him I need the tax ID and child care expenses for the year when they were attending there.
Okay.
She wrote down my information. She said that he will call me.
Okay.
And then we left. We went to Wilcox. I picked up Fatima. After I picked up Fatima, I went to the library in Holt, the one right here. The girls were reading books and just playing in the kids' area. And I had to print for my class. And we didn't have ink at home. We have a printer, but we didn't have ink at home, so I just needed to print something while they were looking at the books, and we read a little bit of stories. Around, I don't know what time I spoke with, we were talking on the phone. He said, I just finished work. He texted me first. He's like, I finished work. I'm going home, because he was going, after work, he was going to work out at the gym. So he's like, I'm going home. I feel tired. So I told him, okay, I'm in the library. And then we called, and he said he's on his way, and there was an accident on 127, and yeah, and I told him I'm almost done with the library, just checking out the books, and I'm going to go to Meyer because Fatima needs a snack for her classroom. He's like, okay. So I went to Meyer. We made a quick trip because I told the girls, Daddy's tired, we have to make it quick. So we just rushed to the things that we needed. I went to get a snack. I got some mac and cheese for the girls, saltine crackers, and then they were getting hungry. So there's Subway in Meyer. I asked them if they wanted anything. They said yes, so I got them a sandwich. And then while I was in line, I texted him. I was like, hi, babe. I'm getting the girl sandwiches. Do you need anything? Do you want anything? Waited, nothing. Text him again, nothing. Nothing. So I called a few times, nothing. So they wanted to eat, so we stayed there. They ate. We left.
You guys ate in the...
I didn't eat. The girls ate.
The girls ate in the Subway there? Okay. And then you guys left after they ate?
Yeah, and then we went back home. And then, for a second, the garage door wasn't opening for me. Like, I usually enter from the garage door, but I was trying to enter and it wasn't opening at all. So
you mean you were trying to open it with the remote? Okay.
For some reason it wasn't opening. Like, I tried. And it wasn't opening. Then I went down and I started putting the code in. It wasn't opening.
You actually got out to go put in the code on the pad on the...
Yeah, and it wasn't. I tried a lot of times and it still wasn't opening. Then I went back to my truck and I kept trying. And I held it. Fatima was saying, Mommy, is everything okay? So I was trying to go from the front door because I had a key, but the front door was unlocked.
Okay.
And we usually don't go from that door at all, unless we get a package or something like that. We're always entering from the garage, and then there's a door we have to. So I was scared, because that door usually is not open.
The front door.
Yeah, and I had my key with me, but it was open. It was unlocked.
Are you saying that the door was open, or?
It wasn't open, but it was like when you turn the knob, it was unlocked.
It was unlocked, but the door was actually shut. Okay.
So I enter. It was a little bit dark in there. I couldn't see anything. But I could see he's on the ground. I started calling his name. I started saying, baby, sweetie. And I was scared because I didn't know if someone was in there. And I had my girls. I didn't want them to see. I didn't want to see. So immediately, before even contacting the police, I contacted my friend Beth. I texted her. I said, can I please call you? It's an emergency. She didn't respond, so I immediately called my other friend, Tracy. She didn't answer me, so I went back and called Beth. She picked up. I told her, please come get the girls. There's been an emergency and I need to contact the police. She came immediately. I told her what I saw. And she's like, don't worry, I'll take care of the girl. And that's when I proceeded to contact the police, and then I was on the line with the police, and I called my mom.
Bdour, it sounds like a full day ending with something, something tragic.
Yeah,
so
since 5:45.
Yeah. Do you know when you got home there, and you said that you were trying to open the garage door? Has that ever happened before, where you're having problems with the garage door at all?
I mean, no, not. It happened, I think, on one occasion, and then my husband was able to program it, and then it was working fine.
Mm-hmm.
But I was able to get out this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I opened it, closed it. It was fine this morning. But yeah, it took about, like, I don't know if I was just panicking or anything. I don't know. But it really did take like about 10 minutes. And then I was putting the code. It wasn't going through.
So it wasn't open for you?
Yeah, the red. It was just coming out, flashing red. So my last resort was like, 15 was like, Mommy, let's go from the front door. So I told him, stay in the car, stay in the truck. And then it was unlocked, and I was like, okay, something's going on.
Okay. So when you get home there, and you get home, you walk inside, and your girls are still inside the truck.
On the driveway, yeah, in the driveway.
Yeah. How do you get did you pull the truck into the garage?
Yeah, then it finally opened for me. Because after I saw that, I called Beth and everything, and I was waiting for her to come. I kept playing with the remote, kept playing. Finally did open, I pulled it inside, took the girls out of the truck, because I didn't know if someone was inside, or if someone was in his truck, or anywhere. So we were like by the mailbox, kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and Beth came right away. She just took the girls.
Okay. The girls never made it inside, though?
They did not make it inside.
Okay. When you walked inside, from what you were telling me, you walked inside, you saw your husband on the ground. You said that you saw that he was down, and then you got scared and you came back out to the...
After I called him a few times, I was calling his name. And
Did you approach him at all? Try to go shake him or anything like that?
I didn't get near him, no.
Okay.
Because I was scared.
Oh, absolutely.
I was scared. I was scared.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if someone was there. I don't know.
When you walked...
And my girls, I was worried my girls will follow me in the house.
Mm-hmm.
So I wanted to be close to them. I was scared.
Yeah. When you walked into the house, did you notice any type of smells or anything like that?
There was a smell.
What was the smell?
I don't know. Like cleaning smell, like I don't know if it was like Clorox or bleach. So it was very strong.
Do you have Clorox or bleach in your house?
I do.
Okay. For laundry and stuff like that?
Yeah, for cleaning purposes. I have a whole basket or box of cleaning supplies in the pantry area, like in that area.
Okay. So you kind of told me, and you didn't see anybody inside.
I did not. No.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know. I just like got in from the front door, called him a few times. I did not approach him, and I could hear my little one was crying, and Fatima was like, "Mommy, is everything okay, Mommy?" Like they were like talking, and I didn't want. I knew they were going to start coming down because Fatima already opened her seatbelt.
Yeah.
So I closed the door. I told him to stay back. I'm going to call my friend. You guys want to go to Madeline's house? And they got excited.
Yeah.
So I started talking to Beth, and after that I called the police.
Okay. And your friend Beth came and picked up your girls. Did they pick up your girls before or after the police showed up there?
Before.
Before. Where does Beth stay?
Just down the street, Doncaster.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So right here in Holt as well?
Yes, very close, yeah.
Okay. So you kind of told me about your day. Obviously you weren't with your husband or anything.
I know what his day was.
Yeah. Where does he work?
He works at MSU, FCU.
Okay.
the credit union.
Which?
He has two branches, but they're both in East Lansing. So there's the MSU Union, and then the East Lansing branch. They're both off of Grand River.
Okay.
And I don't know which one he was in today, but I do know that he had a late start today.
Okay.
He had work at 10.
So is that normal? Like every now and then he just goes in late.
Mondays and Fridays he would go in late. Usually when it's a late day for him, I take the girls and drop off the girls for him.
Okay.
But if it's his day, his normal day where he has to be work at 8:45, and I have to be work at 8 or earlier than that, he usually drops both of the girls.
Okay.
But he wanted to sleep in last night because he stayed to watch the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And he stayed up, so I was like, I'll take the girls and drop them off.
Okay. And just based on what you know, he was at work all day.
Yeah, and actually I woke him up, I believe around 8:30. I texted him. I said, good morning, babe, are you awake? And then he texted me right away. He said, yes, I am awake. And we started talking. I asked him if he ate breakfast. He said, not yet, I'm just laying down in the bed. So we were just talking a little bit. But throughout the whole day today, we were talking back and forth on the texting. And he was telling me about his day, and I was telling him about my day. And
Did he? You said that he texted you when he was on his way home.
yeah.
Right.
And then we spoke on the phone also when he was on his way home.
Do you remember what time that was?
Yeah.
Approximately?
Yeah, I think my phone is about to die. Okay, so.
And what? So the phone conversation you had with him at 6:46. That's the last time you spoke with him.
And then I tried texting him, asking him if he wanted a sandwich or.
And this is when he told you he was on his way home, like he was on.
He was on Holt Road. Yeah.
Holt Road on his way home, stuff like that. Okay. Obviously, you walked in and you saw what happened, or you saw the condition that you found your husband in there. Real quick before I forget, can you give me your husband's name?
Ammar. Ammar.
A-R.
Same last name. Alyasari.
What's his birthday?
May 8th. 83.
Do you know his phone number?
Yeah, it's the same as mine. Just his last digit is a 1.
Okay.
Oh my God.
So, and I know Darren asked you a couple of things as well, and I just want to clarify a couple of things as well. When you went in and you saw the condition that your husband was in, what were your thoughts about the injury? How the injury may have
It was too dark. I couldn't see anything.
Okay.
Yeah, it was too dark. The smell, hearing the girls start calling and hearing my little one cry, and I didn't know what was going on. All in shock. I don't know if someone was there. I wanted my first thing was like, girls need to be safe.
Yeah.
I need to make sure they're safe. So that's why I contacted Beth immediately, and I was like, please get down here. It's an emergency. I need you so I can call the cops. Because I didn't want to call the cops while they were there, seeing all the splashing lights. Yeah. So I didn't want to traumatize them.
Yeah.
So as soon as Beth left, I got on the phone, called 911, started talking.
How?
I did not go back inside the house because the dispatcher told me not to go back inside.
What was, just approximately, what was the time frame from when you got home and saw him to when Beth came, picked up your girls, to when the police showed up?
Probably around from 7:50 to 8:10.
So about 20 minutes or so.
Because yeah, I was playing with the garage door for a while. It took me about like maybe 10 minutes just to continue playing with it.
To get to open and stuff. Put this
I'm sorry, I don't remember. They're also calling me, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know if his sister told her other brother. Yeah, at 8:05 I called 911. At 7:59 I spoke with Beth. At 7:58 I spoke with Tracy, and I couldn't get a hold of her. And my last call to Ammar was at 7:49 as I was turning on Glenberry.
When you said you woke up and you made breakfast and you started packing lunches for
I made
the girls.
I made his breakfast too. Prepared his breakfast, prepared his coffee, packed his lunch. Girls ate cereal for breakfast. I packed their lunch.
You said that you went in and you saw him on the ground. Did you see what kind of clothing he had on or anything like that? Or what he was wearing?
It was too dark. I didn't turn on any light.
Okay.
It was too dark. But he was wearing dark clothes, I think.
Okay.
I couldn't see.
But it was light enough where you could tell that
He was on the ground.
He was on the ground. And you said you called out to him a couple times.
And then my girlfriend started hearing them. So I had to go back.
I completely get that. What kind of, did your husband have like a jacket that he normally wears?
He has many jackets.
Okay.
Yep, he has many jackets. I don't know what jacket he wore today. I don't know if it was a light jacket or heavy jacket that he wore, but I prepared his clothes last night. I don't know if he still wore the same ones or not. But,
what clothes did you pick up?
It was a black, and it has Michigan State University Federal Credit Union, like just a logo.
Was it like a polo shirt or a button-down shirt?
No, it had a zipper, like a half zipper. I don't know if he still wore it or not. But the pants is like a gray, dark gray, kind of wool kind of type. It's not very wool, but the material of it is not.
It wasn't jeans, though.
No, it wasn't jeans. He usually wears jeans on Friday and Saturday for work.
Okay. Do you know if he ever made it to the gym? You said that he told
No,
you
he did not. No, he did not make it to the gym. Yeah, no, he did not. Yeah, because he got done around 6:30. And he usually like on this type of day, he usually finishes at 5:45. But he told me he had a member. He was helping that member.
Does he normally come home, change, then go to the gym?
I actually asked him that when he did tell me that he was going to the gym today. I asked him, I was like, do you have your workout bag with you? He's like, yeah, I already have it with me. He used to do CrossFit in Holt, and yeah, he would just go straight to the workout.
Okay. So if he didn't go work out, he would just come straight home and just be at home for the rest of the night. But if
have dinner and then just be home.
His lunchbox, does he have a lunchbox, or does he just carry a bag?
A lunch bag.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's also like MSU, FCU kind of bag.
Okay. You said it's like a bag, it's got a strap.
Yeah. Okay. Green, white, and gray.
There's a couple of questions that I want to ask you, and you may not know the answer to it. If you do, and you know the answer, I'd love to know the answer. If not, just tell me you don't know. Okay. Has your husband, do you know if he has anybody that might be upset with him? Has he talked to you about anybody who might want to harm him or might be upset with him in any way?
No.
At all?
I know that he's been telling me that he wants to go visit back home, just for a visit, like mid-March, beginning of April. He said just for a week he wants to visit because his dad's getting older and he just wants to visit.
And this is home, meaning Iraq?
Iraq, yeah.
Okay.
But no, I mean, He's very private.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't socialize, so he doesn't have a big group of friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do. I have a big group of friends.
Yeah.
And it's just like us, like me and my kids, and then work, and then his sister, and then my family. So he's just very private and about his personal life.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, he has never mentioned someone being angry at him or.
Have you guys ever had to call the police because of certain things? People showing up at your house or anything like that?
Never. Never. Yeah, no, we don't have anything. I mean, I'm sure you guys are going to check, like, any records, but nothing.
Sorry about that. So, when you guys go, he was planning on going back to Iraq. Where in Iraq? Or was he or something?
Karbala.
Karbala?
Yeah, that's where his family, that's like the center of Iraq.
You guys didn't like buy any plane tickets or anything like that to go back? You guys just talked to him?
he talked to me about it, and he told me to contact the travel agent.
Mm-hmm.
And a few weeks ago, she did call me, and she gave me the price, and I told him, and he said, no, that price is still pricey. Let's wait. He said, I'm not at a rush. I just want to go for a visit. It's nothing urgent. He spoke to his dad and mom yesterday, and he checked on them, and he was having a conversation with them. So.
He wanted to go back to visit his dad and stuff. It wasn't like
he was just going to, like, for a visit. That's what he told me. Like, he wants to go visit. He misses his family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And you said you guys did contact a travel agent and everything else like that, but you guys decided you guys were going to wait.
Yeah, he told me to wait because that price that she gave us was it was pricey, that he thought, and also the airport arrival would be in Baghdad, and he did not want that because Baghdad, of course, is not safe.
Mm-hmm.
So he told me he wants it at, like, Najaf or there. It's a little bit safer that way.
Okay. Has he ever mentioned to you or said anything to you about maybe wanting to hurt himself? Has he ever had a history of wanting to hurt himself or anything like that?
No, I mean, it's just talk sometimes, like, because of, like, financial stress, but no.
You mentioned financial stress. Do you mind if I ask you a little bit more about that?
Yeah, sure. I mean, we have a mortgage, we have 2 expensive car payments,
Mm-hmm.
I have student loans, we have credit cards, lots of credit cards. I mean, we are living paycheck to paycheck, and it can be stressful on him because he pays all the bills,
Mm-hmm.
and he handles all the bills, and he budgets everything, because, of course, he's more knowledgeable on that end. He has a master's degree in economics, and he works at the bank, so he's more knowledgeable than I am,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't have to worry about anything. But, yeah, he is stressed about that, but he's always not showing me that he's stressed.
Yeah. Doing the guy thing.
Yeah.
Trying to.
Yeah.
I get it.
Providing and.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of. Obviously, I'm trying to think of why this would have happened, or how this could have happened.
So did he hurt himself, or someone hurt him?
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Did you get a chance to see him?
I did. So that's what I was going to explain to you. So I went into the house.
Where is he hurt?
It's exactly like you said. You go in the hallway, and he's down on the ground, right? I don't know how.
Was there blood?
There was blood.
A lot?
Blood, yes, there was.
A lot?
There was a lot of blood.
A lot?
A lot. So that's what I'm trying to figure out here. And I'm just gonna outright tell you, whatever or however he was harmed, it was in a violent manner. It wasn't like it was,
So it's not him.
Well, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
It's not him then.
Well,
Why was the front door unlocked?
well, that's what I'm trying to get to.
I didn't tell Darren. I forgot to tell Darren.
That's what I'm trying to get to, because like, now I've been a police officer for a long time. If somebody wanted, say for example, somebody wanted to come in and break into your house and steal a TV or something like that, it wouldn't be. I would go in thinking that there was a door that got kicked open, right? A window that got broken into and somebody crawled in or something like that.
We have an alarm system.
Well, and that's what kind of makes this a little bit more, boggles my mind a little bit more, is that I don't have any signs of anybody breaking in. So I don't know. That's why I asked you if there was anybody that might have, he may have known, may have let in or anything.
Again, he's very private, so.
Do you know if he owes anybody any money?
Just credit cards.
So like
mortgage, just the regular.
Like he didn't borrow? Okay.
No, not people.
Okay. So and that's what we're trying to get to.
No, I understand. I'm here to help in whatever I can and whatever I know. I'm trying to do my best. And he's always been very strong, and he doesn't want to show me that we're struggling. But I know. I'm not dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're struggling.
Does anybody else live with you guys other than you, your husband, and your kids?
And our cat.
And your cat. Anybody else live with you?
Lived with us?
Lives with you? Have
right
access
now,
to your
no.
house? Anybody else might have a key to your house?
No. Not even his sister.
Okay.
And they live in Okemos, and my parents live in Ann Arbor.
Okay. And nobody else lives with you. Nobody else has that you guys know of that has a key to your house.
Nobody has a key.
Okay.
No, we have no copies of our keys except myself and my husband.
Okay. And you see where I'm going with this, is that, like we were just talking about, there's no signs of anybody kicking in the door or anything like that. And what we're talking about is that it doesn't appear that your husband hurt himself. And so what I'm trying to get to is, who do we think might have been in your house that may have caused harm to your husband? I
don't know.
Is there anybody that you can think of that might have a reason to want to hurt him? Did he ever, hurt anybody else?
No.
Or anything else like that?
He's very, I'm sure you guys are going to ask it, he's very kind, law-abiding person. He has no records at all, not even a ticket. He's loved where he's worked. Everybody loves him. His family loves him. I love him.
Okay. And I don't want you to take this the wrong way, but I want to ask you a question, okay? And I want you to be honest with me about it. And this is, because right now we're just hitting dead ends. Everything that I'm kind of racking my brain.
I know, but what can I do? That's all I know. I'm trying to think. The only thing that recently that did happen was he mentioned that he does want to go visit his family.
Is there any other reasons that might be for him wanting to leave the country? Not necessarily just to visit.
Well, he came here as a sponsored student.
Okay.
Back in 2008 at MSU, and obviously the country, Iraq, was paying for all his studies and whatnot, and part of that he had to put his family house as, I don't know what they use. Collateral.
His family house in Iraq.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like if he doesn't return, we're going to take the house basically.
Yeah.
So, but if he comes back and they don't employ him in a year, that contract goes away. Like the house is free and everything. So he finished school, I believe, in 2012. We got married in 2009. So he came here in 2008, and we got married in 2009. He finished school 2012. Myself, my husband, and I think Fatima was a baby. I think Fatima was like 2 or something like that, or less than that. We did go back.
To Iraq?
Yeah.
Okay.
We did go back. there was no signs of employment whatsoever. So then I asked, because it was hard on us, it was hard on my daughter. She was getting sick, and I was like, can I apply for a green card for you so we can go back?
Mm-hmm.
And I did that. We did that process, and it was very tough, very tough. Fatima got really sick, so he sent me and Fatima back home. I couldn't take it because it was hard on me being alone just with her. I lasted for only a month, and I went back to him.
Mm-hmm.
I told him I can't do it without him. Eventually, his green card and his visa got done. We came back.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when we started our life.
When did you guys get back here? About 2000, you said 2012 you guys went back?
2013.
2013 you guys came back?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And you guys, when you guys came back, did you guys move here in Holt?
We bought we were living in Hazlitt,
Mm-hmm.
Apartment, but we lived previously in Okemos, Hazlitt, East Lansing. But before buying our house, we bought it in 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I want to ask you a question about your relationship with your husband. Has there ever been any issues with you guys in your relationship?
I don't know. He loves me. I know he loves me, and I know he doesn't do it sometimes to hurt me or anything. But sometimes, like, his words, the way he talks to me,
Mm-hmm.
Are hurtful. He also expects me to be a wife.
Mm-hmm.
Although I do work full-time and I do go to school as well, he still expects me to be a wife, where he comes home to a dinner and his clothes are ready and everything is ready.
Is that kind of a cultural thing?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I come from a very male-dominated culture as well, so I completely get it.
Yeah. I had a miscarriage recently,
Mm-hmm.
In September, and
I'm sorry to hear that.
I didn't feel like the support and he explained it to me. He's like, he doesn't know how to deal with it either, because he doesn't know what to do, and he doesn't know how to be there, or if he did say a few things here and there that were really hurtful to me. He did not know they were very hurtful to me, so he's like, I don't know what to do. But other than that, no, we love each other. We're always in contact. We don't fight. If we do fight, we don't sleep a night without talking.
Something kind of gets handled that night.
Yeah. But I would say, like, sometimes it can be, like, I consider it sometimes like emotional and verbal abuse.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just messes with my head a lot.
Yeah.
But no physical abuse, no hitting, no nothing.
Okay. So a lot of the times when you guys get into these, we'll just call them arguments.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys get into these arguments, can I ask you what they're usually about? Is it relationship stuff, financial stuff?
Never financial, no. Like I said, the financial part of it, he makes sure that's taken care of, and he's a provider, and he doesn't want to burden me on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, it's just random things. Yeah, it could be relationship stuff, or I don't know.
You mentioned that you had miscarriage in September. That was only about 4 months ago or so.
And I'm still struggling.
One of the things that you said is that he has said some things to you that are hurtful, and maybe he doesn't know it.
Yeah.
And stuff like that.
It's just like things like when he sees me like a mess, because he's used to me always smiling.
Yeah.
He's like, he explained it later to me. He's like, I'm not used to seeing you down like this.
Mm-hmm.
I miss you smiling, and so he said, like, because one day I was just really messed up, and he's like, well, I think you really should be over it by now.
Mm.
That was not okay. And then he wasn't seeing, like, when I told him you don't say things like that, he wasn't getting it. He wasn't understanding. That was hurtful. But then later he explained to me that he didn't mean it. He just didn't know how to be there for me because he's used to always seeing me smile. He's used to seeing me like be strong and all that. So.
Any issues with kids between the two of you?
Our kids?
Yeah.
No. Our kids are happy. They're well taken care of. He stayed with them when we had those days.
The real cold days last week.
Yeah. And I had to be at work. He stayed with them the whole time, and they were sending me pictures, and we were talking, and he was keeping me updated about the girls, and they had a great time. They behave for their dad more than they behave for me.
We are 40 minutes in and Bdour has given Detective Lowe something remarkable. She has given him her entire day. In extraordinary detail. The 5:45 alarm. The breakfast she made. The lunches she packed. The 7-Eleven stop for Slurpees. Which daughter she signed in and which teacher did it instead. That she sat and read with Raya before she left. The library visit. The Subway sandwiches the girls ate while she didn't eat anything herself. She has also told him about the texts to Ammar throughout the day. The phone call at 6:46, the last time she heard his voice. The unanswered texts when she was in the subway line. All of it offered without much prompting. All of it with the texture of a woman who is trying to account for herself. Let's talk about what is actually happening psychologically in this first section. There is a phenomenon in forensic psychology known as narrative over-elaboration, the tendency of individuals who are constructing a cover story to provide significantly more detail than the situation requires. Genuine memory is imprecise and fragmentary. It has gaps. It corrects itself in natural ways. It doesn't typically produce a linear, detailed chronology of an entire day without significant prompting. Bdour's account of February 4th is almost a minute-by-minute schedule. The specific time she left the house. The specific school each daughter attended. The specific teacher who signed Fatima in. That she read with Raya before leaving. That she got coffee from Big B. That she had meetings at 10 and at noon. That she picked Raya up at 4:50 and probably left the preschool at 5. That she stopped at the old daycare to ask about tax receipts. That she went to the library to print something because they had no ink at home. That she went to Maya. That she got mac and cheese, salt crackers, and Subway sandwiches because the girls were hungry. That level of unprompted specificity is not the natural output of a traumatized woman trying to reconstruct her day under shock. It has a different quality, the quality of something that has been organized in advance. An itinerary rather than a memory. Investigators are trained to notice this. Genuine accounts contain sensory fragments, emotional color, the specific quality of real memory. Constructed accounts contain logistics. One of the most psychologically significant patterns in this opening section is the contrast between what Bdour volunteers and what she withholds. She volunteers everything about her own whereabouts, the times, the places, the transactions that can be verified. She volunteers financial stress, her miscarriage, the cultural expectations of the marriage, the distance she and Ammar had experienced since September. But watch what she does not do. She does not ask what happened to Ammar. She does not ask how he died. She does not ask whether he suffered. She does not ask about the extent of the injuries or whether anything was taken from the house. Genuine shock produces specific, urgent questions about the person. What happened to him? Is he really gone? Did he suffer? Was he alone? Bdour's questions are procedural. Where is his body going? When can she see him? What happens to their clothes? Where should she stay tonight? She is navigating logistics. And the emotional register of logistics is not the same as the emotional register of grief. When the detective asks what she smelled when she walked in, Bdour says, without hesitation, that there was a cleaning smell, like Clorox or bleach. She then says she has bleach at home, in the pantry, for laundry and cleaning. This seems like a natural thing to say. She smelled bleach, she has bleach at home. She explains the presence of bleach by reference to normal household use. But think about what has just happened. The detective asked about her smell. Bdour identified bleach. and then immediately offered a legitimate explanation for why bleach might be in the house. Investigators call this preemptive contextualization, providing an innocent explanation for a piece of evidence before the investigator has suggested it is suspicious. An innocent person who smelled bleach in their house might note it as strange. They would not immediately explain that they keep bleach for laundry. The explanation comes first only if the person already understands why the explanation is needed.
The opposite in my house. My kids behave for my wife, and they don't for me.
But he's a good dad. He loves them, and they love them, and they love their dad a lot.
How would you, I don't want to say rate, but how would you judge your relationship with your husband? Is it, I know you said it, yeah, we love each other and stuff like that.
Yeah, we love each other, but I think the miscarriage really, because before that we had an ectopic pregnancy.
You had a what?
Ectopic pregnancy.
I'm sorry, I don't even know what that is.
So it means a pregnancy, but it's outside the uterus, and it's very life-threatening, and I had to have surgery. So that was also in September of 2017.
Okay.
That, and I was a mess.
Mm-hmm.
And then my husband asked me, what would make you happy? He's like, if a baby really makes you happy, we can try. And then we started trying, and then I got pregnant, and we were both happy, very excited. The kids were happy. And then, same thing, then the news, no heartbeat. And I had to get surgery and go through all that process again. But I just felt like he wasn't there for me, and I kind of blame myself because it's not his fault. He doesn't know what to do. He's a guy. He doesn't know what to say. Yeah. But I'm very sensitive, and I think I got very hurt by that.
Well, I mean, it is a sensitive topic.
It is, especially because ectopic pregnancy about the same time in 2017 in September, and then a miscarriage in 2018. Yeah.
I'm sorry to hear all that.
No, this.
Do you know if your husband had any? You said that he handled most of the finances and stuff like that.
He does. I have no idea.
Do you know if he?
I never paid a bill before.
Do you know if he has any type of insurance out on you guys, life insurance or anything like that?
I'm sure he does. He works with MSUFCU, so I'm sure because the reason he stayed there, because I always tell him, why don't you look for a different job? Why don't you look for a different job? Because their pay is not the best. And he tells me, well, the benefits are really good. The benefits are really good. Health insurance for life. And I think, that's why. Yeah,
benefits are, they're a big factor. It's hard to find
even if he worked for only 3 years there?
You guys came back in 13.
Well, no, he didn't find a job right away. So, yeah.
Okay. Did he seem to enjoy his job there?
He likes his job. He really does like his job. He enjoys his job. He's a public notary. He speaks Arabic, so members that don't speak English, he goes and translates for them.
Yeah.
He enjoys his job. He really does. He helps out his teammates. They rely on him a lot. But, he does get stressed because he sees that he's doing outstanding and above and beyond, and when he applies for higher positions within, he doesn't get the position, even if he is qualified for it. So he sometimes gets down by that.
Yeah, I can understand that. I want to talk about your relationship you had with him a little bit more. You said that there were times where he wasn't there for you. Unfortunately, it's just kind of a guy trait. Sometimes guys just don't know how to. I've been married to my wife for almost 20 years, and even to this day, sometimes guys, we don't always say the right things because it's one of those things where you try to be understanding, but the guy thing to do is, what guy doesn't want to see his wife smiling and stuff all the time, So maybe his way of fixing it is the guy way, hey, get over it, and I want my life back type stuff,
Yeah.
And I can completely understand how that, from your perspective.
Because I have no one. Like, when I was going through that, I call, my mom or my sister, and yeah, well, it wasn't meant to be, blah, 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 or...
Who would say that to you?
Like, I'm saying, like, if I call, like, my sister or my mom, like, it wasn't meant to be, and you should move on, and blah, 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 and stuff like that. So I had no one. So the person that I wanted the most was my husband. And, I mean, he started doing better after that incident happened, but...
How, do you mind me asking how you and your husband met? You said that you're...
I mean, through family.
Okay.
Yeah, through family. My parents, he came as an sponsored student. My dad, at the time, was helping a lot of students here in East Lansing. And when they first come, they don't know English, they don't know how to drive, they don't know anything, right?
Yeah.
So my dad would come to East Lansing, pick up all the students, and take them to Dearborn shopping, like to get Islamic food, like halal food.
Yeah.
Because here in East Lansing, they can't eat that meat and chicken.
Yeah.
And then he would drive them back and forth, like. So that's how we met.
Oh, okay.
It was basically kind of arranged, you can say.
Oh, okay. Are you originally from here?
I was actually born back home in Iraq too.
Okay.
But I came when I was like a little kid.
Okay.
But I grew up in Dearborn, then moved to Ann Arbor when I was 16 with my family. And then I got married when I was 18 and moved to East Lansing, my husband and I. No, he was always in East Lansing, but I moved to East Lansing.
You moved in, obviously, to be with your husband.
His apartment, yeah.
You said that it was arranged. Was it?
I mean, like, if you explain it, it's like, it's kind of arranged.
Yeah. It wasn't... When you say arranged, you're kind of saying your dad, obviously your dad was helping out your husband because he was a new student here and stuff like that. Did he build a relationship with your dad, and then you met him through your dad, pretty much, as your dad was doing?
Yeah, through my family. My mom was visiting Iraq at the time, and she met his family, she met his mom, and they started talking, and they asked me, and I accepted.
How do you feel about it?
I mean, I learned to love him because I don't know him. Like, at the time, I had no idea who he was or...
No dating or anything like that before?
Nope, so...
I just ask because I'm curious as well, because in my culture, sometimes there are arranged marriages, like straight arranged. Hey, my daughter knows, my daughter's single, my son is single, and we're the parents, and we can tell them to marry. That's how it is. So, I mean, outside of my culture, that's... When you say arranged marriage, that's my thought.
That's what comes to
Yeah, exactly. In my culture.
I mean, yeah, I think we met in May, I would say, and we got married in mid-July. So, how many months?
Almost a month and a half.
Yeah. So.
Okay. No, I get it.
So I learned to love him. I was 18.
You said he was born in
Iraq, in Karbala. Yeah.
So you guys about 7 years apart?
Yeah. Probably 26 or so. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I kind of got sidetracked here a little bit, but obviously, but what happened here today? I know you weren't with him all day, and he's never mentioned to you about anybody ever trying to hurt him, about being scared for his life or anything like that. Never mentioned that he might want to hurt himself or anything like that.
No, he never mentioned that someone's out to get him, or he's worried, or no.
Never showed any signs of worry for you or your kids or anything like that.
No. Never
said anything. And as a husband, sometimes I call my wife and say, hey, look, when I used to work nights, I would call her and say, hey, look, make sure that front door's locked, and that back sliding.
Well, he does that. He does do that. Like, because sometimes he works Saturdays, like every other Saturday, and I would be home with the girls by myself. It's not like he's working late, but I'm saying, he would also check the house, like close the door,
Anything in the last few months that might have changed, like if would you ever say something?
We were distant for a while. Like, we were distant for a while. Like, cold. Like, we were cold.
Like recently?
Yeah, like, since the miscarriage, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
So back in September.
Yeah, we were trying actually to get better at it, and I did see an improvement with him helping with the girls more, with him being a little bit sensitive with me, like when he talks with me, and I did see a change recently, like I would say in the last month. But yeah, we were very distant for a little bit, for a few months.
And this is the question that I'm asking just because I'm a married man as well, and I know sometimes when you get to one of those points in your relationship where you feel like you don't have that support and stuff like that, sometimes you seek out or look for support in some other places. Not necessarily, us saying that he's going to go out and cheat on you or you're going to go out and cheat on him or anything like that, but to your knowledge, do you know if he sought comfort somewhere else or anything else like that?
I don't know. I mean, he recently...
Anything any of his actions recently
Yeah.
that might make you a little suspicious of that?
I mean, recently, like, he's not a very social person, and recently started, I mean, he has Facebook, but he recently downloaded, like, Snapchat and Instagram.
He said he's not a very social person, so in your opinion, obviously I don't know him, but
I don't know.
in your opinion, would you say that that's out of character for him?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it is. I guess it is. Because he's, like, from home to work, but he's been working out a lot lately, and he's been seeing results.
What's your interpretation of that?
I don't know. Sometimes it does make me wonder. Sometimes, too. Yeah, because we were kind of, like, cold for a little bit, so. I don't know. No, I haven't found anything like, something that is like a red flag right away. But he comes home. Like, he comes home. Comes home, like, I know the time he goes to work, the time he gets off of work, comes home, other than going to the gym.
Ever catch him doing anything on the computer or anything like that where, say you walk in and,
No.
Okay.
No.
Do you know if he's done anything? And I don't want to make it seem like you're like an overbearing wife or anything like that, but does he hide his phone away from you? Like if you go grab his phone and say, hey, don't look at that or anything like that?
I actually know his passcode. He knows my passcode. Yeah, we have nothing. I mean, he looks at my phone. I look at his phone.
Never found anything that made you suspicious?
Like I said, just the recent, like,
Instagram.
Snapchat and Instagram, I found it very surprising because that's not him. So I was like, what's this? And then he was like, oh, I wanted to try it. So I'm like, okay. But then I did look.
Ever see anything?
But no, I mean, he was sitting next to me. I did look, and it was like, girls on there. I noticed a few of them. I was like, oh, you have only girls on there.
Like his contacts were just other girls?
Like his friends on there were only girls, but he...
Did you recognize who they were?
I recognized one of them as his coworker, and then the others, I believe they're coworkers. I don't know.
Did you question him about it at all?
He just said, oh, they added me, or he's like, it's still new, I still haven't added anybody, so I was like, okay. I don't know.
How recent was that?
That was like 2 nights ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like sitting with him.
Obviously, I like I said, I've been married almost 20 years, so when my wife picks up my phone or something, and I'm not big on Facebook and stuff like that too, but my wife does Facebook, so every now and then, she'll say, hey, take a look at this or something, and she signed in on my phone one day, and I don't like looking at Facebook very often, but we do have a lot of same friends and stuff, so I was looking at something where it was a mutual friend of ours, but it was kind of an embarrassing post, and it was the last thing on my web browser. and she opens it up. She's like, "What are you looking at?" And it's one of those, you know, you get a little embarrassed, you know, and stuff like that. So I completely get it. It's your wife, you know, your wife looking at it, and she's questioning, you know. So
You're right. She can get jealous easily
yeah.
because she's supposed to be the one.
But you don't suspect them doing any of that?
No, I really don't know.
How would you interpret it? I mean, like I said, I've never met your husband. I don't know him. I don't know what his intricacies are and stuff like that. So,
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I mean, sometimes he tries to tell me, oh, there's pretty girls that do come to work, or just to like see if I get jealous or anything, or yeah, he works with girls that are pretty and stuff like that. But I don't know.
He says that to you?
Yeah.
See, I think that's insensitive. I would never go tell my wife, hey, I'm working with pretty girls and stuff like that.
See, that's what I meant, like emotional abuse and verbal abuse is like that kind of stuff, kind of. But I don't know. I know he loves me though.
Do you think?
What was I doing?
It was raining all day. And I know I've asked you. You think that he would do something like that? And you said that you know he loves you and stuff like that. You've never actually caught him doing anything like that? Messages, meeting up with anybody else?
I trust him, so I never had, when he had his phone next to me, I go and, dig in and say, no, I never had to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I never had a thought to do that.
He didn't give you a real reason to...
Yeah, no.
To really look around and stuff like that.
Yeah, I never actually had, I know his password, he knows my password.
And the reason why...
my Facebook password, I don't know his Facebook password, because he has multiple Facebooks.
Is that odd?
Well, I asked him, I was like, why do you have 3 or 4? He said, 1, there's 4 here, for his friends here, American friends.
Oh, okay.
1 is for, only his family. And 1 is for his Arabic friends, and I'm like, okay.
Have you? And you've never seen any?
No, I mean I would sit with him, and I see him using his phone.
Mm-hmm.
So nothing out of the ordinary, I guess. Or in my mind, I say I don't know.
Well, obviously,
maybe it's a red flag. I don't know.
Well, that's what I'm asking. If do you think it's a red flag? Because for
I don't know.
Me personally,
I trust him, so I don't know. Seeing him, come home every night, and the only thing that he would do is just go to the gym. But he comes home. He doesn't if he goes out to visit his sisters.
And they're the ones who live in our...
No, in Okemos.
Oh, in Okemos.
Yeah. But when we go to visit my family, if he's not working, he would come with me.
Mm-hmm.
We would spend the night there. So I don't know.
I want to ask you something, a personal question, and you don't have to answer if you don't want to. Hypothetically, if you found or caught your husband doing something, and I just put it out there, if he's cheating on you and stuff like that, how would that make you feel?
Heartbroken. Hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would probably leave.
And I'm not saying that he is. Obviously.
Does it sound like it is?
What's that?
I'm does it sound it is? I might be stupid and not seeing it, but
well,
you're an experienced professional, so maybe does it sound like it?
No, we talked about red flags and stuff like that, and I run my house differently from how you and your husband run yours. My wife and I, obviously, we have we've been together for 20 years, so the dynamic in our house is going to be a lot different from what it is in your house and stuff like that, our relationship. But, flags are different for everybody. I don't know, what would be for you and
I don't know.
What would be for me. In my opinion, you asking me, does it sound like it?
Yeah.
I don't want to say yes or no. I can't say yes or no just because I don't know. If, obviously if he having 3 Facebook pages, I don't even have 1, so I kind of can't speak on that. But
I mean, I don't want to talk bad about him because I do love him, but he is controlling. Like, he made me delete like my Facebook so many times. He made me delete like my Snap or my Instagram so many times, and I tell him why. Like, is it you don't trust me, or he's like, no, you just spend too much time on them, or you don't need that. You need to focus at home and on the kids. And
what do you think his reason is? Do you think it is because you
yeah.
spend too much time on it?
No, I don't spend too much time on it.
You think it might be because of an insecurity?
Yeah, I
that
think
he thinks
so.
that.
Or maybe like now you kind of open my eyes. Like maybe he's doing something and then he's trying to like, I don't know.
Reflect it on you.
Yeah.
Type stuff. Well, and that's why I ask. You know, people are we're creatures of habit. That's why I always ask. That's why I kept asking, is that normal for him? Is that something he would normally do?
Yeah, he doesn't want me to go out with my friends. If I do go out, I have to take either the kids with me, and some of my friends don't have kids. I can't take my kids with me. Even if I go visit my family alone, he would be like, "Where are you? Where are you going? What happened? Who'd you talk to?" Like, I don't know. I thought it was no. I think it's for me. I think it's normal.
Do you?
But sometimes it kind of get annoying.
Well, annoying, and I'm gonna ask you. Do you think that I guess I'm trying to word this properly, but I guess, do you feel like it's like smothering, almost? Like where he's almost kind of trying to limit you and control you?
I don't know. But he's been, like, within the last month or so, he's been better. He's been better. He's been very sensitive. He's been very loving. He's been helping with the girls. Spending time with the girls, telling me to get rest, and he'll go down with the girls like on the weekends if they wait. I mean, they're always up early, even on the weekends.
Yeah. My kids are too.
Yep.
Yeah.
6 a.m.
Yeah.
I never sleep.
Well, you get them on that creatures of habit thing. You know, you get your kids to bed early.
They
get up early.
They do.
So
sleep at
on the
7:30.
weekends, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
It's okay though.
You know, I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of at a loss as to, from what you're explaining to me. It doesn't sound, just from what you've given me, it doesn't sound like he's a guy that is, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't sound like he's a guy that's going out there,
He doesn't drink. He does not like
causing trouble, getting people mad at him and stuff like that.
I mean, like I said, he doesn't even have a ticket, like a driving ticket. Nothing.
So and that's what makes this even more compelling and more confusing for me, is if he is just a straight up nice guy and stuff like that, based on what I know and as an experience as a police officer, it doesn't make sense that you would come home and find him the way he is, with, he's not out there making enemies. He's not out there, ticking people off and stuff like that. And that's why it's compelling. It's one of those things where I'm reaching here, trying to figure out how or why this could have happened. And I'll put this out to you, okay? If it's something that you're afraid that, and I'm not saying that you do, but if you do have knowledge or you do know of what may have happened, and you're thinking, hey, look, I kind of don't want to tell Detective Lowe because I might get myself in trouble here. But if it's one of those things where, hey, look, I don't want to get this guy in trouble because...
I have no idea. Like I said, he doesn't have, like, friends. Most of our friends are because of mine, because they are my friends. Like mutual friends.
Yeah.
But he has his work friends, and then his sister and her husband and my family, and all the rest of all his family's back home. But he's very private. Like I said, he's very private about his personal life, and he's not very social. Like.
Well, let me ask you this: do you think? Because you said that a couple of times, that he's very private and stuff like that. Is there in your opinion, is there a side to him that he might have that you might not know about him?
And I don't know. And that's why I was like, I don't know.
Do you think there's, in your opinion? I mean, we're all humans. I mean, the privacy is in our mind.
Yeah, but I honestly don't know. I really don't know. Like, right now my mind's telling me, like, no. So I don't know. I don't know. Just the most recent things that I've noticed. That was it.
Okay. You say you grew up here in the U.S., right?
Mm-hmm.
And you've been here since you were a kid?
Yeah. Since I was like 4, maybe.
And he grew up in Iraq?
Mm-hmm. His first time coming here was in 2008.
So there's... But you are Iraqi originally. You're from
I
Iraq.
was born here, yeah.
Okay. So, and I want to ask you, obviously, because I'm a minority, and I have friends and relatives and stuff like that that come over from Laos and Thailand and stuff like that as well, and then you see kind of the I guess the culture clash. You know, you come over there and from over there, there's, like you mentioned earlier, you get over here, you don't know how to drive, you don't have a driver's license, sometimes you barely speak the language and stuff like that, and there's a lot of I guess catching up to do.
Yeah, adjusting and transitioning.
Yeah, especially with the culture and stuff like that. You seem to be more grown up here in the U.S.
I started preschool here, so.
Would you say you're more westernized?
Yeah.
Than he is?
He is parts. His English is really well. He has a citizenship right now. He's a fast learner. Mm-hmm. We're living the American life.
We talked about it culturally before, where you said that he wants a wife at home. He comes home and he expects there to be dinner, you to rear the kids and raise the kids and stuff like that. Have you guys had issues with that in the past, with his view of what my home, my wife should be?
I just kept quiet. I never I never mentioned anything about it, but I think when he saw me struggling after the miscarriage, and it was really tough, like it really took me down. And most recently he started helping out.
With the kids and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm trying to, like I said,
What's happening right now to him? Where is he?
So right now...
I mean, we've been gone for a while.
Yeah, we've been gone for about an hour and a half here.
And I thought we were going to be back.
So what's happening, and obviously, you know, he's deceased, he's passed, right? So right now, as police officers, we treat it as, because we don't know what happened. So the way that we have to investigate and the way that we have to view it is that it was not self-inflicted, that somebody actually caused the harm that caused him to be deceased. So we're treating it like he got murdered, like he got killed by somebody else right now. Okay, so that's the investigation that we got going right now at your house. Is we have the house sealed away with him inside. We're going to have crime scene investigators come out and process the scene at the house and everything else like that, collect pieces of evidence, take pictures. All that stuff is going on right now at the house.
That's what you see on TV.
Yeah, exactly.
What's happening in my house?
Yeah, all that stuff. And you know, at any point in time in this investigation, if you have questions, I'm going to give you a card that when we're all done talking, feel free to give me a call about it. But right now, based on what you're telling me, is what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to develop an idea of why this could have happened, how this could have happened. Because you remember what we talked about earlier before, that if it was somebody breaking into your house to steal a TV, jewelry, whatever the case may be, and say he gets home from work and he finds them inside and then gets to a struggle or something like that, that at least help us explain the why or how it happened. Right now we don't know the why or the how. I don't know why somebody would want to hurt your husband. I don't know how he was harmed to the point of where he was actually killed and he lost his life. I don't know any of that. I don't know the what. I don't know what for. What was the reasoning for it? Why did he? I mean, I don't know your husband, but I don't think he had a heart attack or anything like that. So that's all those questions are questions we're trying to figure out. And
he did tell me he was tired, but you're saying there was blood.
Mm-hmm.
So
there was blood.
So someone hurt him.
And we're trying to figure out who.
So it's not like he had a heart attack or.
Right.
Because heart attack, there's no blood.
Mm-hmm. Well, you said that when you walked in, you smelled chemicals, like a bleach or Clorox smell and stuff like that. Does your house normally smell like that, like bleach or Clorox?
No, not when I left this morning.
And that's another compelling thing is that bleach is kind of a nasty smell, and it's poisonous. You can't be around a bleach smell for too long without having issues. So it's not a normal thing. So right now that's another reason why we feel like.
Did he drink some?
Well, that's the thing is I don't think he drank any.
Where is it? Is it like open?
Well, I don't know where the bleach is.
So where?
That's the thing.
Is it on him?
I don't know. I walked in there, saw what you saw, kind of walked around a little bit.
Is it on the ground?
There was some on the ground, and then we walked out. Well, there was something on the ground. I don't want to say if it was or not, but there was something on the ground that it was like a liquid, and obviously smelling like bleach. I kind of assumed that it was. So before I get too far ahead with it, I want to clarify some things. Clarify what you told me about your day. You woke up this morning about 5:45, got up, fixed breakfast, fixed your husband's lunch and your kids' lunch and stuff like that. Went back upstairs, woke up your kids.
I got dressed first before I woke up my kids.
Okay. So you got dressed, woke up your kids, got them ready. You guys left the house at about 6:45, you said?
Yeah.
And then you
stopped at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, stopped at 7-Eleven.
Yeah, I withdrew $20, and then they wanted Slurpees.
7-Eleven, Slurpees, and money.
Yeah, for Fatima's school.
And then you went, dropped off.
I went then back to Wilcox, dropped off Fatima, because the before program starts at 7.
Mm-hmm. So you drop her off.
At 7.
And then you go to Rakaya's daycare place.
Yeah, her preschool.
Drop her off.
And then I went to Big B for a coffee for me.
Okay. And then Big B, and then you went to work.
And then I had meetings.
You were at work all day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you leave work about 4:30.
Yep, I got done at 4:30.
Go pick up Rakaya. You leave there. You come back to
the Griffin Vicky.
The old daycare.
Yep,
to get
about the text, and I didn't get it. They said they will call me.
Yep, and then you went to pick up Fatima at Wilcox. Then you guys came to the library, and then you went to Meyer, and then you guys ate the girls ate Subway there, and then you came back home. And when you got home, you were trying to get the garage door open.
Yeah, that was stuck.
And it wouldn't open, so you go into the house through the front door.
Yeah, it was unlocked.
And you found the door unlocked. You walked in. You set out the lights. It was dark.
It was dark. Yeah, because usually he usually is the last one out. He would close all the lights out before he leaves.
Okay.
So I think apparently he didn't get a chance to turn any of the lights on.
Mm-hmm.
So the lights were all off when I got in.
So all the lights were off, and you said that you saw him on the ground.
Yeah, it was dark on there.
Yeah, and then
I called out a few times, and then hearing the girl, like Rakaya, crying, and Fatima, "Mommy, what's going on? What's going on? Can we come down?" I wanted to make sure they were okay and they were safe, and I got scared because I didn't know if someone was still inside, and had to call for help.
So you left, when you left, you came out that same front door that you went into.
Yeah, because the garage was not opening.
Yeah, then you shut the door,
Mhm.
came out.
Went back inside my truck because it was still on the driveway. That's when I talked to Beth and everything, and she said she was coming, and I continued while I was waiting for her to play with the remote for the garage. It finally did open. I pull in, turn off the vehicle, immediately take the girls out of the truck because I didn't know if someone was riding in a garage or in his truck or if they're coming out of his door. So we waited by the mailbox. And then Beth came real quick and she took the girls, and I just told her, like, on the side, I was like, I don't know what happened, but I really need to call the police, and my husband's on the ground. And she's like, okay, don't worry, I'll take care of the girls. And that's when I called the police.
The detective has moved away from the timeline and into something more personal. He is asking about the marriage. About whether Ammar might have been seeing someone else. About whether things had been difficult. About the miscarriage. About what kind of man Ammar was. And Bdour, who has been producing a careful, detail-rich account of her day, has entered a different register. She is more emotional now. More reflective. She talks about the miscarriage in September, about feeling alone in her grief, about Ammar not knowing how to be there for her. She also, in this section, begins to say things about Ammar that are worth examining very carefully. One of the most important psychological patterns in this section of the interrogation is what Bdour does with the description of her husband. And it is subtle enough that it is easy to miss if you are not watching for it. She does not say anything overtly negative about Ammar. She is careful. She says she loves him. She says he is a good father. She says she knows he loves her. But underneath that, she builds a picture. He expects her to come home and have dinner ready even though she works full-time and goes to school. He sometimes says things that are hurtful. He made her delete her Facebook and Instagram. He monitored her movements. He asked where she was going and who she was talking to. He told her about pretty girls at work to make her jealous. After the miscarriage, he told her she should be over it by now. She describes this to the detective as, I consider it sometimes like emotional and verbal abuse. It just messes with my head a lot. Now, I want to be careful here, because I am not saying these things didn't happen. I am not saying Ammar was a perfect husband or that the marriage was without difficulty. What I am saying is that in this specific context, a woman being interviewed about her husband's murder, the gradual construction of a portrait of a controlling, emotionally abusive man serves a very specific strategic function. It seeds a motive. Not for Bdour, she is not suggesting she hurt him. But it seeds the possibility that someone might have wanted to. A controlling husband. A wife who had been seeking emotional support outside the marriage. A situation that someone else might have wanted to resolve. Forensic psychologists call this narrative motive prepositioning, building the thematic architecture of a cover story into biographical description, without explicitly making the argument yourself. The detective is supposed to draw the conclusion. Bdour just provides the material. Watch how Bdour uses cultural context throughout this section. When she describes Ammar's expectations, dinner ready, wife at home, monitoring her movements, she frames it as cultural. I think so. I come from a very male-dominated culture. The detective agrees and shares his own cultural background. A moment of connection is established. This is psychologically sophisticated. By framing Ammar's controlling behaviors as cultural rather than personal, Bdour accomplishes two things simultaneously. She humanizes and contextualizes the behavior. It wasn't abuse, it was just culture, while also making it impossible for the detective to push back on without appearing culturally insensitive. She is using cultural empathy as a rhetorical tool. And she uses it in the same sentence as describing behaviors she has identified as emotional and verbal abuse. The framing is doing heavy, deliberate work. At approximately the 55-minute mark, Bdour mentions that Ammar had recently downloaded Snapchat and Instagram, which she found surprising because he was not a social person. She looked at his phone while sitting next to him and saw that his contacts were mostly women. She thought it was strange. This detail performs a specific and important function. It introduces the possibility that Ammar may have had a secret life, that his private behavior didn't match his public presentation. This is the same framing the detective is trying to construct around Bdour. By introducing it about Ammar first, she is preemptively establishing equivalence. If I have secrets, so did he. The timing of this detail, introduced without being asked, offered as a genuine concern, is clinically significant. Investigators note that digital evidence in the actual investigation pointed not to Ammar's infidelity but to extensive Snapchat communication between Bdour and Jacob Ficher, including messages moved to disappearing apps. The person with the secret digital life was Bdour.
Can I ask you something about your husband? You said that when you walked in, the lights were off, and you could see him on the ground. How did you know that was your husband?
From his shoes.
His shoes. You didn't.
No, his shoes was off. I don't know. Like from his body. Like his body.
So you saw his body?
Yeah.
Okay. So you saw the condition he was in?
No. I couldn't see anything. It was dark.
But I don't want to, I know it's a hard time, and I know that when people are in these situations, there's bits and pieces that sometimes you kind of miss out. Is there a chance that maybe you weren't 100% sure that was him? Could have been somebody else?
Yeah.
Okay. Any chance that it could be someone else?
I mean, his truck was parked inside the garage, and we have no one, and that was his body type.
But you didn't see his face.
No.
To actually say, yeah, that's him.
And it was dark. I didn't want to get too close. And
if you saw his body, then you saw that there was a lot of blood there.
I didn't.
Because I walked in, there's no way you wouldn't be able to see that. If you saw his body, then you would know that there was a lot of blood there. Because I did go see.
Was it dark still in there?
It was, the lights were, I had a flashlight, and the lights were on.
They were on?
Yeah, we turned I think my partners that showed up.
But when I went inside, the lights are completely off.
Okay.
No lights whatsoever.
Okay.
And I got home around 7:50, so it's dark.
Mm-hmm.
So the house was completely dark.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a body there. I mean, after not hearing from him or him answering your text, that's him. And his truck is there.
So, well, obviously.
But seeing him, no, I didn't see.
Okay. And that's what I want to confirm.
That's why I was telling Darren, this is not happening. I need to see him.
And that's what I want to. Obviously, there's somebody who's passed away in your house, and I want to confirm.
Can I show you a picture?
Mm-hmm. I want to confirm this person's identity, and that's what I'm saying is that.
And I showed Darren. I showed him his picture.
His picture. Okay.
Yeah. I can't do this anymore.
Can you? Do you remember seeing what kind of clothes you saw when you were in there?
I really don't know. I was so scared. I really don't know.
Okay.
Is that him?
I'll be honest with you. I didn't get a good look.
I can get another picture. I mean, that was like in the summer. He lost weight. So.
And that's obviously I want to have the confirmation of the person in your house being, of the real identity of that person. I want to say it is him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just look. I mean, it's very
similar.
similar.
In his face?
What's that?
Is that in his face?
Yeah, he's got some wounds to his facial area, yes.
What am I gonna do?
So that, and you have no idea how this happened with him. or to him?
We were talking. We were literally talking. Can it happen in what? The last time I spoke to him was what? 6:49? Was that the last time I spoke with him?
Well, Bdour,
6:46.
Bdour, I'm not saying what I'm saying is that I don't believe you did it. I don't believe you did it. I don't think you were.
You can ask everybody at work. I was there at work the whole time.
I completely believe you. I don't think that
We were talking all day.
I don't physically think that you harmed him. I don't think that you're the one who did this. Physically harmed him. What I'm asking is,
do I know?
what knowledge do you have about that? Do you know who might have done it? Who might be upset with him? Who
No.
do you think?
He has nobody. Like I said, home, work, CrossFit, and then home. And I know his, the friends that he knows, CrossFit friends, I introduced him to CrossFit. They're my friends before they became his friends.
Mm-hmm.
The only person I know at his work is one girl. The rest, I don't know his coworkers. But he tells me, oh, Dale said this, and I don't know who Dale is, but a name, I hear a name.
Yeah.
He's my friend and blah, blah, blah. He tells me about his day and his supervisor Heather and blah, blah, blah. I hear names, but people, scenes, I don't know who they are. Same thing with him, when I talk about my work, oh, Robin said this and that. He hears the name, but he doesn't know who my coworkers are and stuff like that. He knows my friends.
Can I ask you something? And you don't have to answer if you don't want to. You said that there was a period of time when, after the miscarriage, where you guys kind of went cold with each other.
Yeah, he didn't know.
Do you? And like I said, you don't have to tell me if you don't want to. But was there any place where you went and found comfort outside of him?
I do have friends.
Well, I'm talking specifically about male friends.
I do have male friends. Yes, I do have friends, and I've been talking to my guy friends.
Okay. About the personal stuff.
No, I do have. I don't know. I have a mix of a lot of friends,
Mm-hmm.
and I get a lot of support from my friends, emotional support and just them being there for me.
Anyone in particular?
I have a lot. I talk to a lot of people. I talk to my friends a lot.
Well, and like I said, I'm talking specifically about male friends. Any male friends that you open up to a little bit more so than others?
There's a few. I have a few guy friends, yes.
Any of them? Is it possible that any of them may have construed your, I guess, your friendliness or your?
No, I don't know.
You don't think any of them may have possibly?
It's just venting and sympathy for me and my situation and
Mm-hmm.
what I'm going through. We're here for you, and if you need a hug, I'm here. Just listening.
Okay. Do you know if your husband was into any type of gambling? Had any gambling debts? Was he into any narcotics or anything like that? Into drugs? Have any addictions or anything like that?
No gambling. No drugs. No alcohol. No, nothing. He's clean.
Would you like some more water?
Yes.
Let me grab some water for you. I actually want a little water myself. I'll be right back, okay?
I need to go back.
What's that?
I need to go back to him.
I'll try to get you back as soon as we can, okay? I have just a couple more things I want to ask you, okay? Sorry about that, Bdour. So, give me a little bit. I have try to go find this form real quick. So one of the things as part of our investigation is that I wanna try to figure out. Obviously, you said that you guys were talking. You and Ammar were talking to each other throughout the day and stuff like that. So what I want to do is I want to be able to download your phone so I can preserve those records. I may not need it right now, but it's more or less to show that to confirm what you've been telling me. Hey, look, we do talk on an own basis, like what you were saying. We were texting each other back and forth and stuff like that today. So what I want to do is I want to preserve that as evidence to support what you told me. So I can actually show and say, hey, look, she told me that they were texting each other, they were talking with each other and stuff like that. And, her phone contents is independent from what she's telling me, and it proves what she was telling me, that she's been talking with them and stuff like that.
But I do have pictures and videos on there that shouldn't be seen.
Okay. I'm trying to see.
Because I wear a scarf, so I mean, there's a lot of pictures and videos, and
I completely understand that as well. I'm trying to think of.
Should I delete them? Delete pictures, or upload them to my computer?
I'm trying to. I'm thinking about the software that they use to do that, to see if there's. I'm
not very techy, so I really don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can read the messages if you want. I can give you my phone and you can read the messages.
I'm trying to think of the software they use that they can select, just phone call logs and just text messages.
T-Mobile, you can go to T-Mobile and get the logs. Text messages, if you would like to read them, you can read them. Usually I would have only my husband, because we're always in contact, and usually I would delete all the other text messages that I receive. But because today I was talking with a lot of people and I was in a panic mode.
Who else?
Because my phone doesn't have a lot of memory, so I usually try to
delete them.
Yeah.
Who all did you speak to today?
Today?
Yeah. You said that you had a.
I spoke today or just within the past couple of days?
You said that you were talking to a lot of people today.
No, I don't. A lot of people, but I meant like Beth and Tracy and my sister and my other sister and one of my friends.
Well,
why did it say yesterday? Oh.
Yeah, it's yesterday now. It's past midnight. So obviously the information that we get from your phone, everything, the text messages, photos, videos, and stuff like that, those don't go anywhere.
I know, but I mean, I still don't want people looking at my stuff, like looking at my pictures or videos or any of that.
Well, if
you want call records, you have my permission.
Let me ask you this: if I'm able to extract only the text messages and phone call logs and stuff like that, would you allow me to just do those and not do the pictures and videos and stuff like that?
I don't know. Is that doable?
Well, that's what I have to call and ask the guy who would do it. And that's what I'm asking. If you're saying that's okay to do, if we're able to do that, if we can do that, then it's an option that we can go.
I mean, to help you, should I just upload my pictures and videos to my laptop?
For us or for you? I guess I missed what you're.
I meant, so then everything will get deleted, like on my gallery here. Should I just upload everything onto my computer, like all my pictures and stuff?
Can I ask you?
My pictures and videos.
Yeah, your pictures and your videos.
Like put in a hard drive.
Is there? Can I ask if the pictures are? I don't want to, and I understand.
Like others?
I'm sorry.
Like you mean if there's others in there, like other people in my pictures?
No.
Oh, okay.
But like, are the pictures? Are your pictures like of? I don't want to offend you, but
yeah, but there's nudes and there's like pictures there.
Okay. And they're
And obviously there's a lot of pictures of me without my scarf there, and videos of me without my scarf. And
Okay. You said the nudes and stuff, are they of other people?
no,
That you have, so they're of you?
me.
Okay.
Yeah. Why would I have other people?
So, I'm trying to figure out here. So obviously the reason, the contents of your phone these days obviously is very important
Sure.
to any investigation.
And can
especially
you get them from T-Mobile? Is that something that you can get from T-Mobile?
That's the thing, is that I don't know if we can.
Or,
I'll be honest with you, I've never,
well, can I go log in and print you?
the messages and stuff.
I don't know, messages. Maybe messages. Print you like the call log, like call history, and
Well, let me ask you that.
or you can examine my phone while I'm here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. If I would you allow us to I mean, you can come with me to where we're going to download the stuff. I mean, it's going to take a couple hours to do, but what they would do is they would download the contents of your phone for, like I said, it's not going anywhere other than for our own evidence.
I know, but I mean, you're a male. So.
Yeah. No, I completely understand that as well. It's not for. Right now, what we're trying to do is we're trying to develop, like I was saying to you before. I don't have any of those questions I don't have any answers to those questions. Why, the how, why was he put in a situation like this where he would get killed? So what I'm trying to develop is I'm trying to find out answers to those questions. And like I said, I'm not saying that you have any involvement in this. But what I'm trying to do is understand from your point of view what could have caused this, what may have caused this.
I don't know. That's all I was morning. I left for work, and that's all I know. And we were in contact all day today, and that's how our day is usually. Like during the week, we're in contact. We're texting back and forth. If we can't talk on the phone, we're texting back and forth.
Well, right before I left out of here, I started asking you about you said you and your husband went cold for a bit between the two of you, right?
It's just like I said, not cold. Like I mean, we were still, we're still a couple, but like I meant like I don't know. I think maybe I'm just going through a lot, and I'm being very sensitive. Who knows?
Okay. Well, what I want to ask, and where I was going with it was I was saying, if you and your husband, in your words, that you guys went cold, was there a possibility, or is there a possibility that he may have gone out and cheated with you? I've asked you that, right?
I don't know. And a couple months ago, he did say he wasn't happy.
Mm-hmm.
And
the reason why I asked that is because, and I didn't want to bring it to this point, but I feel like I do want to ask you now. Do you think, or is it possible that maybe he went and did find somebody, and that maybe the person that he did find or was seeing on the side or whatever may have been upset with him? But could that be, what I'm saying is, could that be a possibility as to what led to today?
And I can't say yes or no because I don't know. I don't have proof. I've never suspected anything other than the recent downloads of Snapchat and Instagram, and sitting next to him and seeing there were just emails with the contacts on there. That was the only thing. But did I see messages? Do I see him talking, or do I see him like closing it if I'm near? No. So there's not. I can't say yes or no.
Okay.
I mean, yes, it comes to my mind sometimes. Sometimes, like when I heard him say he's not happy and he doesn't know what to do and stuff like that, and how he can help me, or how like any of that. So like I don't know.
And then on the flip side of it, right before I left, I was asking you about with that. Did you, or were you finding comfort with other
And I
male?
said yeah. Well, like I said, I do have friends, and my friends know I experienced an ectopic, and they do know I experienced a miscarriage, and they know I'm struggling, and they know like I stopped going to CrossFit and working out, and they've been concerned about me, and I have a lot of people check on me, and yes, it includes male guys.
Okay. And that's what I want to get to, okay? And from this, from here forward, I'm talking specifically about male friends, okay? And like I said before, I asked you the same questions about your husband. I'm going to ask you those same questions about you, okay? And you said for your husband's part, you don't know because you don't know what he's doing or what he's not doing. But I'm going to ask you specifically: was there somebody else that you were seeing outside of your husband?
Like as a boyfriend or
intimately?
I mean, I had a part where I was seeing like friends with benefits.
Okay.
But that was a long time ago.
Okay. Anything recently? And
I don't know.
Bdour, I can understand where this could be a little bit embarrassing, okay? And
It's not embarrassing.
Okay.
It's really embarrassing.
Okay. Well, I'm a married, like I said, I'm a married man, and if somebody's asking me about if I'm
uncomfortable.
Oh, okay, I can understand that it's uncomfortable, but if somebody's asking me, hey, are you seeing somebody outside of your wife? To me, that'd be embarrassing to me. So I guess I should not have assumed that. But and I know it could be uncomfortable, but the reason why I ask is, if you're seeing somebody outside of your husband, is it possible that maybe that person could have been the other person that may have...
They don't know my husband. They don't know my husband.
Do they know where you live?
I don't think so, no.
Did they know that you were married?
Yes, recently, yes.
Okay. How recent?
A few months ago.
Okay. We talking a few months as in like back in summer, fall, Christmas time?
Summer, I would say.
Okay. Can I ask you this person's name?
No.
Okay. How'd you meet this person?
Online.
Okay. And through like Snapchat or?
No. I don't remember. I honestly don't remember how we met.
Dating app or like a chat site?
I think through mutual friends. I don't remember.
Okay. And you said this person doesn't know that you were married? Any chance? Well, let me ask you this: how?
My family should not know.
Well, I'm not going to. Like I said, we're not.
Anything that I say is confidential.
In here.
And I don't give permission to anyone.
Absolutely, everything we talk about in here stays right here. I'm not telling your family anything. I'm not saying anything to your family. If your family says, "Hey, look," if your family's, if your family asks, I'll just say, "Hey, look, that's something that you're gonna have to talk to with Holt."
I think it's time for me because I don't know what's going on.
Okay. Well, you remember how I was telling you about? I want to figure out the questions as to what happened to your husband, and
I don't know.
Okay.
And it's just a fling. It's just.
When's the last time you?
Friends with benefits kind of thing.
When's the last time you met up with this person?
I haven't seen him in like a few weeks, I think.
Few weeks, you said? Mm-hmm. Okay. Where do you guys normally meet up?
We go out to eat or his apartment.
Does he live in the area?
Yeah, he lives in the Lansing area.
Okay. Is he somebody that you work with? You said you met him through some mutual friends, stuff like that. Is there any chance that this person, you said you met him back in the summertime, right?
hmm And during that period, I met a lot of guys, like on and off, and it was just again like,
Just hooking up?
yeah,
Okay. I mean, it is what it is.
yeah.
During that time, is there any chance,
Yeah,
or
like I said, I have a lot of guy friends, so I don't know.
do any of those guys, you called it a hookup, so in my mind, when I think of a hookup, it's like a one-night thing, right? Is there any...
I would say friends with benefits on some of them,
Okay.
on some occasions.
Okay. Any chance that any of those guys wanted to push it further? Actually have a relationship with you or anything like that? Any of them ever mentioned that to you? None of them? Any chance, or...
Because they know my situation.
Okay.
Or most of them know my situation.
Any chance any of those guys would want to be in a relationship with you? Like long-term relationship with you?
Probably.
Any chance any of those guys might want to do this to your husband?
No.
No
Like I
chance.
said, they don't know. They don't know him.
But they know that you're married.
Yeah, but they don't know him.
Any chance that obviously it's real easy to figure out where people live and stuff like that these days. Any chance that these people would want to ever have issues with these people, or any chance any of these people would want to I guess push their way into the situation you have with your husband? Any of them ever be kind of forceful about, hey, we should just get into a relationship together or anything like that?
Yeah, but that ended a long time ago.
How long?
I walked out of it
How long ago was that?
in June.
In June, in the summertime?
Mm-hmm.
What can I ask? What his or her name is? What his name is? Do you understand?
I don't want to say the person's name, and maybe they had nothing to do with it. I don't want to get them in trouble.
Well,
Or I put them through it.
well, we're not saying that they're the ones who did it, but we're trying to figure out who might have done it.
So, I mean, he wanted a relationship, yes. And I explained to him I can't get in a relationship because I'm married.
Was there ever any talks about if he wasn't around, there'd be a relationship?
No.
Never mentioned, never came up or anything like that?
No.
Did he ever say anything that would allude to that? Saying, hey, like a hypothetical, what if he wasn't around anymore? Would you be with me, or what, anything like that?
No.
Never
He
said.
mentioned that. I mean, like I said, he wanted a relationship, and he knew I had kids, so, but, yeah.
When's the last time you talked to that person?
Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember. It's been a long time since, maybe. It ended like in June, but I think the last time I spoke with him was like in August, or it's been a long time.
Okay. And you said that in your mind, obviously just like with your husband, you don't know what this guy's really thinking, right?
Who's thinking?
Well, anybody else, you know what I mean?
Different.
You know what I mean? I mean, obviously you know what you're thinking. Just like when I was asking if you think your husband would cheat on you or anything like that, you're like, I really don't know. I don't know any of that stuff. Could it be possible that maybe this guy has it in his mind that maybe he wants to be with you, and he'll do anything and everything to be with you, including possibly harming your husband?
We haven't been in contact, like, at all. Yes, it was alarming that he found out my Facebook, and he found out my husband's Facebook, and
This guy did?
yeah, and he found our address, and
Do you see those red flags for me now?
And that's why I left. That's why I told him, no, you can't do this.
We have just watched Detective Lowe execute one of the most skillful pivots in this interrogation. He has moved from asking about Ammar's possible infidelity to asking about Bdour's. And what Bdour does in response, the way she navigates this section, is the most psychologically revealing part of the entire interview. She doesn't refuse to answer. She doesn't express outrage. She negotiates. Let's talk about what that tells us. When Detective Lowe finally asks Bdour directly whether she was seeing someone outside her marriage, her response does not come as a clean denial or a clean admission. It comes in layers. First, I had a part where it was seeing like friends with benefits. But that was a long time ago. Then, the last time was a few weeks ago. Then, she met him in the summer. Then, there were a few guys, on and off. Then, there was one specifically who wanted a relationship. Then, he was forceful. Then, she actually considers what happened between them to have been assault. Then, he found her Facebook, her husband's Facebook, their address. Each revelation comes only when the previous one is insufficient to close the detective's questioning. Each is framed in a way that positions Bdour as a victim rather than an agent. The affairs are minimized, just hooking up, friends with benefits. The relationship she did develop is framed as ending when the man became threatening. The last encounter is reframed as assault. And then, crucially, the man is positioned as a potential suspect. He was obsessive. He found their address. He wanted a relationship and knew she was married. He was creepy. The function of this arc is transparent once you can see it. Bdour is not confessing to having an affair. She is deploying the affair as evidence for an alternative suspect theory. By the end of this section, she has handed the detective a portrait of a dangerous, obsessive man who knew where she lived and wanted her husband out of the picture. She has done this in a way that requires her to admit the affair, which she knows is going to surface in the phone records anyway, while simultaneously converting that admission into exculpatory material. This is not the improvised response of a grieving woman under pressure. This is a constructed narrative that requires the affair to be disclosed in order to function. The detective spends considerable time trying to get the name of the man Bdour is describing as a possible suspect. And Bdour refuses to give it. Her stated reason, what if he didn't do anything? I don't want to get someone in trouble. The expressed concern for fairness sounds reasonable on the surface. But consider the context. Her husband has just been murdered. A man she describes as obsessive, who found her address, who she believes may have been capable of this, and she won't give his name because she doesn't want to get him in trouble? Investigators understand what this really means. The name leads to digital records. Digital records lead to the Snapchat communications. The Snapchat communications lead to Jacob Ficher. And Jacob Ficher leads directly back to Bdour. The refusal to name him is not generosity. It is self-protection. The interrogation ends when Bdour requests an attorney. I need to talk to a lawyer. I don't know if I'm saying the right things or the wrong things. On its face, this is a completely legitimate invocation of a legal right. Anyone can ask for an attorney at any time and it proves nothing about guilt. But the timing is psychologically specific. She requests an attorney at the exact moment the detective is pressing hardest on the identity of the man she has been describing. The conversation about this man, his name, his connection to her, the nature of their communication, is the one thread that, if pulled, unravels everything. She has navigated 2 hours of questioning about her husband's murder with apparent composure. The request for a lawyer comes when the subject moves to the phone records and the specific identity of her affair partner. That is not a coincidence.
Well, and obviously these questions, they are uncomfortable questions, and these are for obviously because like you told Darren, like you
but
told.
It's not, what if he didn't do anything? It's not fair. Then what if you start questioning him and then he's clean and has nothing, and then he's going to come after me?
Well, I'm not going to go question him.
I mean, of course, police is going to question him.
Well, not right now. I have to have reason to go question him. I don't have a reason. I mean, you two are both consenting adults, right? What you guys did together, what you guys decided to do together, it wasn't like he forced you into it, right? You said, hey, look,
I mean, just once.
What do you mean just once?
That was the last time I saw him. He forced himself against me, and I told him that he raped me, and we got in a big argument and stuff like that. And that was the last time I saw him.
And that was back in June sometime?
No, I don't know. I don't actually remember. I think it was like sometime in August. That was the last time.
Okay.
And then we just lost contact.
And you said that there was a point in time where you said over the summer you had hooked up with a few guys, right? Mm-hmm. Did your husband ever find out?
No.
He never knew?
No.
Well, okay. So he never found out about any of this stuff.
No.
Is it possible? And you said that this guy that we're talking about, he found your address.
Yeah, I was at work. I was at work once, and he just started texting me like my Facebook page, my husband's Facebook page.
Like he's taking screenshots
of
it?
And then like our address, and then.
And that doesn't alarm you?
Well, I freaked out at the moment.
Well,
I mean, but that was months ago. Like I freaked out, and then we talked about it. I went and saw him. I left work right away. I'm like, why are you doing this? Like, so what if you found out this information? Like, why are you doing this?
Bdour, let me, and
I sound stupid right now.
No, you agreed earlier. You said, "Hey, look, I'll do whatever
I'm trying to help, but
then
what if he has nothing to do with it?"
Well, that's. I'm not saying he does, but that at least gives me an idea of, okay, now if this guy was bold enough to come after you and say, hey, look, I can find your Facebook, I can find your husband's Facebook, so he knows what your husband looks like if he's finding his Facebook page, if he can find out where you live and stuff like that. Bottom line is, if this guy is bold enough to do that,
and he knows where I work,
and who's to say that you can see that his behavior is obviously not normal. You know, if it was just a...
He said he was insecure for doing so and stuff like that. So that's why I was like, you're basically my husband. You're very controlling and...
Well, and I want to put this out there because I got 4 kids. You have 2, okay? And you have one that was born in, you said 2000 and...
One's 2010, one's 2015.
Okay. I have one that was, I actually have 4 total. I had one that was born in 2014 and 2016. So I got one that's right around yours, that one's age, okay? If this guy's bold enough to do all that stuff, don't you think that if he decided, hey, one day he wanted to show up at your place, that he could?
What does it have to do with my kids, though? What brought up the kids?
That's where your kids live, right? What if he shows up one day when your kids are there?
And that's why I was scared and I left him. It's because of that.
And
but why months later?
That's the question. Maybe he's been stewing on it for months. I don't know. I don't know who this guy is. I don't know this guy.
Why months later? I think the last time I saw him was August.
But you understand you understand that it's a possibility. You understand that? And that's why it's I sound like I'm harping on it a little bit, and I am, but you understand it becomes a safety issue with your children as well.
But what if it turns out nothing, and then yes, I am at a risk, like at a safety risk?
What if it is something? You tell me, which risk are you willing to take? What if it is something? I mean, you're a grown woman. I'm trying to help you figure out what happened to your husband. That's my job. Okay. I'm trying to figure out what happened to your husband.
I'm trying to find out too.
Okay. And like I said, I've said this 3 or 4 times. I'm stretching here because from what you told me about your husband, no drugs, no alcohol. He doesn't live that lifestyle where he's out there causing trouble and stuff like that. If he's just a normal, straight, hardworking dude, why in the world is he coming home and getting hurt the way he does, being left in your house for you to find? Do you understand?
To hurt me, someone is there to hurt me.
And that's why I said I'm stretching here. I'm trying to figure out who has the capability, who has the motive to want to do this. And maybe your husband just kind of got caught. Maybe he came home from work and said, hey, look, long day, and I've had them, long days, just want to go be with my wife and kids. Just want to go spend the night with the wife and kids, maybe have a nice movie, nice dinner or something. And he shows up, and it's something, and it could be anybody who, like I said, could be this guy, could be some other guy, I don't know. Could be just some random kid down the street trying to take a TV and your husband catches him in the act. I don't know.
What are we going to do?
That's what we're doing. Just right here. I'm asking these questions, and like I said,
I'm trying my best.
What's this guy's name? I can't force it out of you, Bdour. You told me you wanted to help me, and I know these questions, they seem like you said they're uncomfortable, and they are. It's because we're in an uncomfortable situation. Do you agree? I mean, this is not a normal, everyday occurrence here in Holt. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I've been a police officer here for 13 years, and this is like maybe 2 or 3. This is the second one here in Holt that I've been a part of, where it was an actual murder in Holt in 13 years, where I've been a part of. So it's not a normal occurrence, and it's not a comfortable situation to be in. But you told me that you're trying to help me out as best I can to figure out what happened to your husband. These questions are all leading towards that.
I want to be the one to say his name.
Well, how am I supposed to find it?
I don't know.
Let me ask you this. Was he ever saved in your phone?
He's deleted. He's blocked. He's removed.
Okay. Have you ever texted him? Not recently, but ever.
Yeah.
When was the last time you texted him?
I don't remember. Maybe August.
Last time you had a phone conversation with him?
Maybe August. I don't remember. Any chance, and I'm harping on this guy a little bit because of what you told me about him. He's going out, and you didn't solicit your information to him. You didn't say, here's my Facebook page. I gave him a different name.
And for him to be able to go out and find out your real name, your husband's real name, that's not a little creepy to you?
It was creepy, that's why I left.
Okay. So that's what I'm saying is that
that's why I left. It was so freaking creepy.
If this guy is
psycho.
That's the word. That's the word. Thank you. So you asked me why months later?
Yeah, why months later? I thought.
That's the answer. What if he is one? Do you see where I'm coming from?
Crazy.
What if he is?
I don't know.
That's why I'm asking. What's the guy's name?
I don't know.
Bdour. Are you really trying to help me or not?
I am trying to help, but
then help me.
What if he didn't do anything?
What if he did? You tell me.
I need to talk to a lawyer.
Okay. You want?
Because I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I'm saying the right things. I don't know if I'm saying the wrong things. I don't know if it's helping me or helping you or any of this.
Okay. Well, because you said you wanted to talk to an attorney, I'm not going to ask you any more questions about it, okay? If you tell me that you want to talk to me, again, like I said, I'll give you a card and stuff like that. But if you want to talk to me and help me figure this thing out...
So what happens next?
What do you mean? Oh, with this whole investigation thing? So in terms of this investigation, like I told you, we're treating this like it was a murder, like it was a homicide, okay? And we have to, because we don't know if it is or what it was, okay? But we have to treat it that way so we can be as thorough as possible with it, okay? So because we're going to treat it that way, right now, like I said, we're going to get a search warrant for your house. We're going to go search your residence for clues, any type of clue that we can find to help us figure out what happened. That's the process, the next process of this. Once we get finished doing all that stuff, I'll give you a call and let you know that we're done out of there.
So where am I going to go?
As of right now, you can, if you want, you can go back and sit at that. You can't go inside your house.
So where do I go?
Hotel, maybe with family or something.
How can I afford a hotel?
like I said, you can go sit outside in a vehicle or something, but right now, it's a crime scene. I can't allow you back in there.
How about our stuff? Our
Oh.
clothes?
Well, we're not moving anything.
I know, but how do I get clothes?
You just have to wait for us. Okay. So that's the process that we'll go. And then the next process that we're going to go is that...
like, okay, I asked for a lawyer, so where do I go for a lawyer?
Google, white pages, wherever. It's lawyers are all over the place. You can find one almost anywhere. But this is, and I've been very upfront with you, with our investigation and everything. Any question you have, feel free to ask me. I'll answer it for you. Okay. But as part of our investigation,
did I do something wrong?
No, I don't think you did. Do you think you did?
No, I did not.
Okay, I don't think you did anything wrong. The questions that I asked you were, like I said, they were investigatory because I don't know you,
Yeah,
and so I don't know your husband. So I'm trying to build a sense of, okay, on a daily basis, what does Bdour usually do? She gets up at 5 o'clock, fix breakfast, lunch, stuff like that. That's why all these questions are kind of building, so I can at least kind of understand what you would normally do. So it's not, you didn't do anything wrong. Okay, you've answered all the questions, or most of the questions that I've asked of you, and I appreciate that. Right now, like I said, because we are treating this like a death investigation, a homicide, a murder investigation, there are certain things that we have to do to preserve the integrity of the investigation, and also there are certain processes and procedures that we have to do in terms of the law to keep everything a legal process. Just like when you said, hey, look, I want to talk to an attorney and I don't want to answer any questions, I'm not asking you more questions about any of this stuff. But as part of our process in investigation, there are certain things that we have to collect as part of evidence. We have to collect as part of our investigative process. Okay?
What's going to happen to my husband?
As of right now, once we get done doing what we need to on scene, a ambulance company is going to come pick him up. Ambulance is going to take him to the hospital, and we're going to have an autopsy performed on him, so we can conclusively identify the cause of death with him.
Will I go with him?
To the autopsy? No, you wouldn't. If you wanted to go and be at the hospital when it's being performed, you can. It'll be at Sparrow Hospital.
Is it happening tonight? Like tonight?
I don't. No, not tonight. Probably within the next day or two.
So where's his body going to stay?
What's that?
His body, where is it going to stay?
At the morgue at Sparrow Hospital.
Will I go there?
To Sparrow Hospital, if you want to. You won't be able to see him or anything like that.
So when do I get to see him?
Once they finish with all that, they'll call you and they'll say, hey, look, do you have a funeral home picked out for him and all this other stuff, and then
I think I want to bury him back home.
Okay.
So back home.
Yeah, and then that's something that you would arrange, and then when they call you, with that, you can relay that information to them, and you guys can coordinate how you guys want to do that. Once they finish with the autopsy and stuff like that, like I said, they'll call you, and if you say, hey, look, I want them sent back to Iraq and have them buried there, that's something that you would coordinate on your own, and you can tell them, and they can come to the hospital, and you guys can coordinate with each other of how to get them back there.
Okay, because I don't know how it works.
Okay, so that's the process of what it'll be. Okay, but for right now, tonight, like I said, if you can find a place to stay, family members, friends around here, if you want to go back with your family to Ann Arbor or wherever, you can. Okay, so give me 1 second.
Let me choose the restroom.
Okay. We can go. Do you remember where it was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can walk you to it.
Do I take my stuff or keep them here?
You can leave it here.
Let's close our door.
We'll be right back with you, okay? 2 glasses of water. Hey, Bdour. So, remember I was telling you that we'd be collecting things and stuff like that as part of our investigation, okay? One of the things that I'm going to collect is your phone. Okay, I'm going to seize your phone as part of our investigation, okay? I'm going to take your phone, and it's just going to be the same process that I told you. I'm going to get a search warrant. We're going to download the contents of your phone, and we're going to sift through it as part of our evidence, okay? In addition to that, what I'm going to require as well is your current garments.
My clothes?
Yeah. We're going to try to facilitate getting you extra clothes here, and you can change out, but I have to collect your clothes
Right now?
as part of the evidence. Okay? Okay. You mentioned that you
Like
wanted...
even my scarf?
We can get you another scarf.
Yeah, because I'm like, where am I going to get a scarf?
Yeah. You mentioned that you wanted to get an attorney. Okay. You want to get an attorney tonight? Because I do want to continue talking to you.
Oh.
I do have extra questions that I want to talk to you.
Are you going to continue?
Well, I'd like to, but I can't.
I've been since 5 a.m. It's going to be like 12 hours.
Okay.
I mean, do you have an attorney for me?
We can try to facilitate one, if you'd like. Or if
Can you tell my family to go get some rest? Or go stay with my my husband's sister? Because she needs some help too.
well,
I'm fine here. I'm fine with you guys. Hi. Can they go home?
Do you think that you prefer to stay? I mean,
I prefer to stay.
Could you stay with your sister-in-law and brother that live here in Okemos?
Yeah, I can.
So that is an option
Yeah, that is an
to
option.
be close, because
Yeah, no, I want to be close.
I understand that you asked for an attorney,
I did.
all right, which creates certain lines
I
in
don't
the
know,
sand
yeah,
for us.
'cause I
that
don't
we
know
can't-
what I'm doing. This is all new to me, so I don't want to be doing something wrong.
I understand. But at the same time, you expressed to me very clearly the importance this man is to you.
Yes.
And we've got a lot of unanswered questions. So,
Yeah.
if you'd like to go, discuss or update your family on what's going on, and
Let's see if they want to go.
yeah, they may be able to help you facilitate getting an attorney or calling and that type of thing too.
Who's awake at this time?
We understand the likelihood's not great, but I think a conversation probably needs to be had. They're concerned about you. It's been a minute.
yeah.
But at some point, I'm sure you would agree it's important that we reconvene and help find
I'm trying my best.
whoever.
You may sit down there.
You're going to take them out?
Yeah.
Can I delete some pictures then?
No, can't.
Because, I mean, there's personal pictures there without my scarf and, like, some nudes in there of me.
Nothing on there is going to be used in a way that
I know, still, but you guys are males.
exploits you or.
But you guys are
and-
males.
and-
That's against my religion.
Well, we're gonna work within the law. Okay.
I mean, I don't care about call history or text messages, but I have pictures there.
We will make every effort to preserve your dignity and respect your culture and practices. But here we take death investigations very serious.
Yeah, that's serious.
And
Bdour, can I ask you do you have a lock or a code
I
on
do.
here? What's the code on here?
I can't wait for an attorney first to talk to an
That's
attorney
fine.
about my phone and my concerns about my phone, about my religion, and
That's
my
completely fine.
pictures on there.
No. You can.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay.
You're more knowledgeable than I am, so I don't know.
Yeah. So, for right now, if you want to go out and talk to your family, update them what's going on and stuff like that,
What can I tell them? That they can go home?
that you can tell them whatever you want.
There is a detail in this interrogation that I keep coming back to. At around the 25-minute mark, the detective asks Bdour what she thought when she walked in and saw Ammar on the ground. What were her thoughts about the injury, about what might have happened? She says, It was too dark. I couldn't see anything. But earlier in the same conversation, she said she called out to him by name. Baby, sweetie. She said she could see that he was on the ground. She said the smell was very strong. And later, when the detective asks how she knew it was Ammar in the dark, she says she recognized his body type. His shoes. Just something about his presence. She saw enough to know it was him. She smelled the bleach. She called out to him by name. And yet she did not approach him. She did not check for a pulse. She did not attempt CPR. She did not turn on a light. She contacted her friend Beth first. Then 911. She kept the girls in the truck. She waited by the mailbox. Investigators noted later that her responses throughout that evening had a quality of management rather than shock. The children were protected, that was real. But the management of the scene, the management of the story, the management of her own presentation, all of it had the texture of someone who had already processed the worst of what had happened before she arrived home. Because she had. The Snapchat message from Jacob Ficher had told her what she would find. Bdour Al-Yasari was convicted of first-degree murder and conspiracy in April 2022 after a nearly 3-week trial. She was sentenced to mandatory life without parole in June 2022. Jacob Ficher had already been convicted in November 2019 and sentenced to the same. Prosecutors described Bdour as having manipulated Ficher using claims of abuse, claims her husband's family and the prosecution found no credible evidence to support. Evidence showed Ammar had previously offered Bdour a divorce, which he declined. He was, according to those who knew him, a private, hard-working, devoted father who loved his daughters and called his parents in Iraq the day before he died. He came home from work on a Monday evening in February. He was tired. There had been an accident on the highway and he was delayed. He texted Bdour to say he was heading home. His name was Ammar Al-Yasari. He was 35 years old.